The Jewish story in Spain is an illustration of some of the great classic patterns of Jewish history. One is that the greatest explosions of anti-Semitism so often take place in places where Jews are seemingly so comfortable and successful. By the time the Jews were expelled, they had been in that country for 700 years. That's more than 3 times longer than Jews have been in the United States. The shock must have been unbelievable. A fire sale of all Jewish property, the expulsion of at least 150,000 Jews from the country, significant population, with equally an even number converting, forced conversions to Christianity, the conversos or the moranos, which is a great lesson we always have to remember about never getting too comfortable in diaspora. Because the more comfortable we get, the more shock treatment the Jewish people have to get to be taken out of that land, even if it means expulsion or worse. The other great pattern we see in the story of Spain is a classic pattern we see that begins with God telling Abraham that I'll bless those who bless you and curse those who curse you. You see it so clear in the story of the Jews in Spain, the Jews who contributed so much, both in the Islamic period and the Christian period, into making Spain what it was, the center of Islamic culture and also the great Christian empire, are expelled from the country. And you can chart the rise and fall of civilizations, nations, and empires by how they treat the Jewish people. Jews are thrown out of Spain. Spain, if you know what's going on, we don't look at it in the series so much, but this is the beginning of the age of exploration. During the next century, Spain will control a good chunk of what is the New World of South and Central America and even parts of North America. Spain should have been the wealthiest country on the planet Earth, having built a massive empire. But we see exactly the opposite happens. Within 100 years of the expulsion, 1492, the year of the expulsion and Christopher Columbus discovering America, Spain will be bankrupt. And a huge percentage of those Jews, maybe 60,000, will flee to the Ottoman Empire and be absorbed by the Ottomans in places like Sfat in Israel, which was part of the Ottoman Empire at the time. And just as Spain is descending in terms of its power, we'll see that in the 16th century, the Ottoman Empire will rise and become the greatest power in the Mediterranean by far. And Bayezid, the Sultan of Turkey, will say, "They tell me Ferdinand of Spain is a wise man, but he's a fool, for he takes all of his treasure and gives it to us." And that again is one of the great patterns that the world truly needs to learn from until today. That I'll bless those who bless you and curse those who curse you. That civilizations, nations, and empires that are good to us do well, and that those that are bad to us suffer. But the saddest and most tragic irony of all this story, and the one that we Jews have to be most aware of, is that the nations that are the best to us very often end up being the nations that are the worst to us. And that the greatest explosions of anti-Semitism will usually take place in places where Jews are seemingly most accepted, most successful, and most comfortable.